Good to great and the social sectors. Why business thinking is not the answer. Introduction. Jim Collins begins with a clear premise. We must reject the idea, well-intentioned but dead wrong, that the primary path to greatness in the social sectors is to become more like a business. While business principles often seem transferable, they are not inherently synonymous with greatness. The social sectors demand a distinct framework. Here, Collins addresses 5 key challenges unique to the social sector, building on his good to great principles. Defining greatness. Calibrating success. Without business metrics, one of the first challenges social sector leaders face is defining greatness. Unlike businesses, where financial performance serves as a measurable outcome, social sector organizations must assess performance based on mission-driven outcomes. For instance, New York City Police Commissioner William Bratton shifted the NYPD's focus from arrests and cases closed, inputs, to reducing crime, outputs. Tools like CompStat empowered his team to assess precinct performance through outcome-driven accountability. Similarly, the Cleveland Orchestra's success was gauged by indicators of artistic excellence, such as standing ovations and invitations to prestigious festivals. Despite lacking numerical precision, qualitative evidence, such as audience reception and critical acclaim, provided rigorous accountability. Collins emphasizes the discipline required to separate inputs from outputs, advocating for consistent and intelligent methods of tracking progress toward audacious goals. Whether reducing crime, improving education, or creating transformative art, greatness lies in achieving distinct impact relative to an organization's mission. Level 5. Leadership. Leading within diffuse power structures. Social sector leadership often operates within complex governance structures, making executive-style decision-making impractical. Frances Hesselbein, CEO of the Girl Scouts of the USA, demonstrated legislative leadership, a skill set reliant on persuasion, inclusion, and coalition building. Despite limited formal power, Hesselbein reshaped the Girl Scouts by focusing on contemporary challenges such as teen pregnancy and STEM education without imposing her authority. Collins contrasts executive and legislative leadership. In business, a CEO can use concentrated power to enforce decisions. In the social sectors, however, leadership often requires navigating diffuse authority, such as tenured faculty, volunteer boards, or government oversight. This necessitates what Collins calls Level 5 leadership, a blend of professional will and personal humility. These leaders prioritize the mission over personal gain, fostering shared commitment to achieve lasting greatness. First, who, then what? Getting the right people on the bus. Collins' principle of first who, then what proves particularly vital in the social sectors, where resources are often constrained. Roger Briggs, a high school science department chair, exemplified this by rigorously selecting and retaining passionate, disciplined teachers. Despite union constraints on firing, Briggs focused on early assessment mechanisms, ensuring only exceptional individuals gained tenure. Wendy Kopp's founding of Teach for America highlights the power of selectivity. By positioning the program as exclusive, she attracted thousands of applicants willing to commit to under-resourced classrooms. Her strategy tapped into young professionals' idealism while ensuring rigorous standards for entry, ultimately building a resilient, high-impact organization. For social sector organizations, where financial incentives are often minimal, attracting intrinsically motivated individuals, those driven by a relentless pursuit of excellence, is critical. This productive neurosis, as Collins describes it, is a hallmark of great teams. The hedgehog concept, rethinking the economic engine. In Good to Great, Collins introduces the hedgehog concept, where greatness arises from clarity in 3 intersecting areas: passion, unique capability, and the economic engine. For social sector organizations, however, the economic engine shifts to a broader resource engine, encompassing time, money, and brand. The Center for the Homeless in South Bend, Indiana, illustrates this adaptation. Under Drew Buscareno's leadership, the center's hedgehog concept focused on breaking the cycle of homelessness through personal responsibility. Rejecting heavy reliance on government funding, the center instead cultivated deep relationships with local donors and volunteers. This alignment of mission, capability, and resources ensured sustainable impact. The concept underscores the need for disciplined resource alignment. By saying no to opportunities that detract from their mission, organizations can focus their efforts on what truly drives sustainable success. Turning the flywheel, building momentum by building the brand. Collins likens the journey from good to great to turning a massive flywheel. Progress is incremental at first, but with consistent effort, momentum builds exponentially. For social sector organizations, this momentum often relies on brand reputation, the intersection of tangible results and emotional resonance. Harvard University, for example, leverages its brand to attract significant donations, even with a $20 billion endowment. Similarly, organizations like the Red Cross and Teach for America use their reputations to galvanize support. This emotional goodwill is a critical component of the resource engine. The Cleveland Orchestra's response to the September 11, 2001 attacks illustrates the flywheel effect. By remaining true to their core values and performing Mahler's Fifth Symphony with uncompromising excellence, the orchestra reinforced its brand and mission. This decision exemplified the discipline to prioritize long-term impact over short-term pressures. Overcoming systemic constraints. Creating pockets of greatness, Collins acknowledges that systemic constraints, from bureaucratic red tape to resource scarcity, are pervasive in the social sectors. However, he argues that greatness is not a function of circumstance, but of conscious choice and discipline. Leaders like William Bratton, Roger Briggs, and Wendy Kopp succeeded by focusing on what they could control, creating pockets of greatness within challenging environments. The Stockdale paradox, retaining faith in eventual success while confronting harsh realities, is essential for navigating these constraints. By embracing this mindset, social sector leaders can achieve significant results despite systemic barriers. Conclusion. Good to Great and the Social Sectors challenges the assumption that business thinking holds the key to success in non-business organizations. Collins argues that greatness stems from disciplined people, thought and action, adapted to the unique dynamics of the social sectors. By defining greatness through mission-driven outcomes, embracing legislative leadership, and rigorously aligning resources, social sector leaders can achieve extraordinary impact. Ultimately, the principles of greatness are universal, transcending the boundaries of business and social contexts. What separates the good from the great is not resources or circumstances, but a relentless commitment to excellence and disciplined execution.